आधी मी असं नंतर this is the introduction.
All right, friends. This is Dhananjay Kulkarni, host of Meet an Artist, our weekly session. I'm delighted to have a fantastic musician this evening, Mr. Tushar Parte ji. He's a second generation musician, and he's son of Jay Parte ji, who was a phenomenal arranger as well as composer and musician. He closely worked with Kalyanji Anandji duo in Bollywood and Hindi film industry, and we have a lot to share with you. In addition to unplugged music, Tusharji specializes in guitar as an instrument, and more recently he has kicked off, launched a recording studio called Unwind, close to Pune. That studio blends the older legacy analog technologies with new modern digital technologies, and it's going to do magic for everybody who's interested in creating high quality music going forward. So, with that, I'd love to welcome Tusharji to this forum. Tusharji, if you can hear us, say hello to my friends.
Hello USA. Hello, this is Tushar Parte.
Such an honor to have you, Tusharji.
Dhananjay show. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, in addition to close friends that normally meet on this forum, Tusharji is accompanied by his son Jay Parte, as well as Tusharji's esteemed close associate, musical associate. His name is Vijay Pargaokarji. You have met him recently. Vijayji, you two have worked together. What do you want to share? What do you want to share with us today from your memories?
Well, here's what I wanted to say is Mumbaikars are extremely underrated and very humble people. And they don't get a grasp of what this man is all about. I wanted to explain what this guy is. About long time ago, Anil Mohile invited me to his house and he asked me to sing a ghazal because he knew I sang ghazals. And then after listening to my ghazal, he said, hey, I want to record this. Let me record this. So all of us, he immediately within a week took me to a recording studio. And he says, I'm going to introduce you to a Three Musketeers. And there were three guys who were the gems of this industry, he said. One of them was a guy who plays accordion and keyboard. His name was Suraj Sathe. Number two was a guy who plays violin and who plays tar shehnai and sarangi. His name was Nandu Honav. And the third one was Mr. Tushar Parte, and he's a premium guitarist, and you will see him, he said. And then we did this recording. And then once Lataji came to Chicago, so he introduced me to Lataji, and he introduced me. Vijay is a Mehdi Hassan's shagird. Oh, she said, oh, really? And then we just recording, and he said, Nandu, Tushar, and everybody. And he said, oh, how is Tushar? How is Nandu? So that's the relationship these people have. I mean, these are extremely, what should I say, heavy hitters of the industry. And so for Tushar, I have just a very surprise clip, which I would like to play with your permission, Dhananjay and the team. It's just a very small clip. Okay?
Please, absolutely.
Yeah, ijazat hai bhai, ijazat Tushar bhai. Yeah.
Please, yeah. Please go ahead, Vijay.
हुस्न सांच में ढलता रहे तेरा हुस्न सांच में ढलता रहे बला से कोई हाथ मलता रहे बला से कोई हाथ मलता रहे तेरा हुस्न सांच में ढलता रहे बला से कोई वो हमदर्द क्या जिसकी हर बात में वो हमदर्द क्या जिसकी हर बात में वो हमदर्द की हर बात में शिकायत का पहलू निकलता रहे, शिकायत का पहलू निकलता रहे, तेरा हुस्न सांच में ढलता रहे, तेरा हुस्न सांच में ढलता रहे, बरस कोई
That I mean, what? I was in his recording. That was Vijay was there.
This recording was done 27 years ago when Tushar was just born. So
Mhm.
with that introduction, and he's come long way since that recording. He was a young budding Spanish guitar player. And from there, he took off. All those three guys have taken off. And Nandu Honap is a music director. Tushar is also one of the leading guys, and he's a composer. Now he's a studio. So best of luck. And I'm so honored to have this guy. And that's why I suggested Tushar's name for this program. And I'm so happy that he took over, he accepted. हमारी ये खुशनसीबी है.
Absolutely.
With that, please take over. I appreciate you giving.
Absolutely. Total honor to have Tusharji. Tusharji, please jump in. This is your show. We can drive it the way you would want it. Take it away.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Vijay. You just took me back in time. Those many years ago when we were together. It felt you're reliving those moments.
Absolutely.
Which are always alive. In our memories. And so Dhananjay, there are and all our friends from USA and all over the world. There are some fantastic news we'll be sharing and some lovely music with Jay we'll be doing. And so I'd like to start with my legacy uh, from Parteji, my father. Yeah. So my father was a music composer and an arranger and a musician. And right from he was born in 1932. And right from the childhood, he was into music. And it so happened that it was in Kolhapur that Prithviraj Kapoor Saab, he was there and he knew my grandfather, who was a homeopath doctor. So he just listened to my father playing the harmonium. My father was a kid at that time. And so he suggested, why don't the Parte family from Kolhapur come to Mumbai and settle in Mumbai? So, it is due to the Prithviraj Kapoor, a great father of the great Raj Kapoor, that the Parte family, in those times, shifted from Kolhapur to Mumbai, and from there it all started. Then, very close proximity with, the Lataji, Ashaji of my father. And that also developed during those times when he came to Mumbai. And uh, my father's contribution, a lot of people know who are in the industry, but there are some people, a lot of people all around the world, they get surprised that in the songs which they have grown on, and the music which they sing by heart all the time while having a bath or just just having a good time. Uh, so that music is composed by Parteji, So it is very heartening to, know these things, realize these things. And every time I get an experience many times a day, it, re-strengthens my, belief that I'm so fortunate to be born in this family. And there are few songs which I'll mention to all of the, your audience, which my father arranged. Uh, Obviously, there is this Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas. All the arrangement and all those things are done. And they were live. My father composed the music and he was conducting the full orchestra over there. And usually in those times, in Mumbai, there were prominent studios, the big studios, I just like to name them so that, this sounds very like a edutainment as well. There were studios like Film Center in Tardeo. Then there were studios like Bombay Lab in Dadar area. There were studios like Mehboob in Bandra. There were the big studios, and there were, of course, the studio like a famous in again in Tardeo. So my childhood has this has been my first school.
Mhm.
And the second school was my official, the academic school. So as a childhood, I was always there in Film Center, uh, and witnessing all the historic recordings. So when I'm listening to Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas, I'm rightly transported to as a child in the Film Center, watching my father, Kishore Da, Kalyanji Anandji, all the great musicians, which of course. Baji on the Baji uncle on the vibraphone, Mike Machado on the keyboards, Franco, Venci, all the great musicians, Tony. And this is the sanskar what we got. And this is what is our strength. And what I felt is that there is nothing like a live musician when they play together, or maybe dubbing also. There is nothing like that.
Correct.
So what I have zeroed on right now with is this, that technology, you have to have it has its own sema. You have to draw a fine line between that, how you're using it. And about technology is the soul element, that as always has to be the topping, of the cake.
Mhm.
That always. So soul, by soul I mean the creativity, the liveness of the music. Musicians playing live. I feel so happy when musicians are playing live instead of in a program track, as opposed to, you understand.
Totally.
So that's what we are doing over here. And coming to that, all the arrangement that he did, and the different kind of the musical elements which he put in the song, that was very fascinating. Like for example, the song Zindagi Ka Safar. There is a intro over then, and then it kicks on with a beautiful piano.
Yes.
And I have an iconic photo of Parteji on the piano during that thing, so which I'll be posting soon. So tang tang tam da, da, dum, tang tam tam. The beauty of it is this, that tang tan, the first two notes are not in the beat. अभी सम तो आने वाली है, तो सम आती है थर्ड बीट से, 1 2 टन टन टन. So कैसे उसका atmosphere develop किया with the two notes, the whole song is got a foundation. You understand? So that's the maturity and the genius of all the those legends like Parteji and his contemporaries. That we always respect and always we inherited. So that is there. That is one of the so many examples I would share with that.
Mhm.
And I would like to since this is a more of, it has to be more of music and less verbatim. I would like to open this show, Dhananjay, with a iconic evergreen song, Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas. How do you feel this idea?
Oh, fantastic. We hummed that song for so many years, and literally everyone knows that song. So that will be lovely. Jay, if you can do it for us.
Yeah, lovely. So what I'm be doing is you are witnessing a world premiere of the three generations contribution in the song. My father's arrangement and the music in the song, me playing and my son playing, in the same song. So we have got something very personal and special for you guys over here in the USA and all over the world. And just give us a moment to settle our instruments.
Please
and
do.
then we'll be over here.
Yep. Yep. Take your time. Yep.
Otherwise, come here.
Yeah, while they're setting it up, is truly phenomenal to see. This unique opportunity where we have multiple generations of the same family playing live instruments and such, and being so humble about it versus otherwise.
First time you are playing. First time you are doing. Second time. Third time, and first time is first time intro I will play. Hmm? Just let me tune now. Just so Dhananjay, I just wanted to ask you. He's my son Jay. Yeah, just wanted to introduce. Yeah.
Welcome, Jay, to the forum. I'm so glad to have you here.
Pleasure. So just we are doing just a testing before we started, and we'll ask you whether you're able to hear the guitar as well as the piano. Yeah, is that right?
Yep, totally.
Just one.
Can the guitar be a little louder?
Guitar be a louder. Okay.
Slight.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Back in those magical times. So this is time travel in real time. Yeah. Pick up. Music. Guitar. One more time.
क्या बात.
ये बात है. Unbelievable, unbelievable.
I loved those double stops. Uh, really, very good double stops.
Tamal, show your face. Tamal, show your face so they can see you.
I'm actually eating.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Yeah.
Fantastic jam.
Really nice.
Very nice,
Thank you so
close
much.
coordination, Jay, Tusharji.
So, so this is in fact, Dhananjay, in your show, this is like in the first world premiere we are doing as just three generations, and just we are like just opened our studio,
Yeah,
and just yesterday night, just we had a just a warming up session, so about the songs and all that. So eventually we are coming up with an album also arranged by all the songs of instrumental arranged by Parteji and covering the three generations. So that
Fan-
also there. So
fantastic.
so this was amongst the songs which I really witnessed. I was a part of the history creation at
Yep.
the film center, and I can't describe actually what you are hearing in the vinyl and even the earlier recordings. The actual magical sound was actually in the recording studios of Film Center and all those things. You know, so there was, Ritesh, voice gaya kya? Dekh le jara.
No, no, it's on.
Okay,
Yeah, they can hear.
you can hear me?
Yes, we can totally hear you.
Yes,
Okay,
loud and
okay.
clear.
Okay, loud and clear.
Keep
Yeah.
going. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So friends, the sound of that magic, which was actually happening in those studios, is absolutely unbelievable. It's like going to heaven, It just witnessing heaven is as simple as that. Because the acoustics of the big halls, at those times there were the big studios, and with the big, big ceilings, like the way we have our studio over here, like the ceilings are big. So that and the magic of all the musicians, the magic of arranger, of course the singers and the lyricists and the the music composers, so it is the full alchemy was there, so that is a bonding of the chemistry, and how the sounds used to mesmerize, in the film center and all that. That's undescribable. And with my studio unwind, we are making sure that these days are coming back soon, and it's it's going to happen soon, these days will be coming soon.
Seems like it's a resource that you created, Tusharji, which in olden days was available only for these phenomenal world-class artists. And with this studio being accessible to many of us now, who may not be world-class artists yet, but there's no reason why we can't take the tips from you and get some coaching from you and so forth, and record in your studios and so forth.
Yeah, there will be a lot of big news coming soon with associated with our studios.
Okay.
And to just give a very realistic and simple description where everyone will understand and really relate musically, is this, that digital is a binary kind of thing, it's zeros and ones, in that you're missing all the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s in your music, in your sound, and that is only possible in the medium of magnetic analog tape recording here. And this is why I say I'm blessed over here. This is here, this is the iconic player from Germany, Switzerland, and refurbished to my own specifications with my guidance of my friend and a great legend, John Herbert, and others, so this is, we are creating history in this way, I hope you can see this in the frame, this player. Yeah?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so this is a reel to reel player, and this captures the music, the original fidelity, and it does a lot of many things to the overall sound. That sound can be the voice, it can be the full stop, it can be the full stop, it can be just or whatever, like, you know. So this we record on this, you know. And in our studio, we just believe that there is only one way of recording, is the analog magnetic reel tape, and that's what we do. And of course we respect for digital for what it is, you know. For me, there is only one recording medium, and that's the analog medium. And digital is not a recording medium, it is a reading medium. So at Studio Unwind, we are matured enough to understand that, and we are professional enough to deliver the magic what our studio is based on, you know, the pillars like this, you know, one of uh, one of our key players. So and when I say digital is a reading medium, let me give credit to it. It's a very accurate reading medium. But for digital to read, कुछ वो तो substance तो होना चाहिए ना, you know. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
You know, it's like, you know, the heroine is not beautiful, so no matter what halogens or whatever makeup you getting from France, Paris, or wherever, like, you know, it's not going to make it look or feel beautiful, you know.
Correct.
Yeah, so you can make her look fair, but her skin will not be glowing from inside, you understand. So our studio is all about that from inside, and when we are glowing from inside, our beauty is reflected from outside, you know, it's appreciated. So that's what this is all about. The philosophy is like, you know, uh, sophisticated sound at the source. Okay, here we are not in the pre-production ki theek lag raha hai lekin isko abhi acha karna hai, and the engineer spends days and this thing, you know. So this is not about that. So this is not about undos in the, you know, iMac. This is about do it, you know, doing about that, you know. So we believe in that. And yeah, so it's that, and I can't over describe the technicalities and all that, because the session is all about different things, but I hope you got a sense of it, you know.
Totally.
And also what it does, friends, is magnetic, gives those shades of the singers which are getting lost in the digital, those, you know, those nuances, the vibrations which she has done, you know, all those things. जो player बजाता है, softness उसका, loudness का, उसका feel रहता है, that is getting lost, you know. It becomes very rude in the digital medium, you know.
Harsh, a bit harsh, yeah.
Yeah. So the average listener, he may not be understanding, but like, you know, why he likes the older sounds is because of that. It's a the most sophisticated way of recording, you know. So that we are doing over here, and we have our special reel tapes, like, you know, specially made for our studio. So they are very advanced, you know. So that we are using with our, like, you know, key properties in our head and all that, like, you know. So this is very special to our studio only, this technology, you know, what we are doing.
Tusharji, this is fantastic beginning, and then once you record an album using this new way
गिरीवन लाइट आले बग जरा चेक कर लाइट आले
Unless this is the internet connection that's slightly.
Okay.
I think we lost Dhananjay ji for a while. I can hear Tushar ji talking. I think Dhananjay ji's network is, I think we can still stay. Dhananjay ji is, I think, frozen.
Okay.
Dhananjay bhai, I think you went frozen, so we were waiting for you to speak. Sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, you can, Tushar, you can talk. We are listening. We're listening.
Okay. So that is there, and here now, Vijay and our friends, this studio is open to people who really dreamt of this thing. You know, this is dreamt of recording on magnetic analog reel tape, the way Elvis Presley did, the way Frank Sinatra, Kishore Kumar. You know, now we can't be like them, but we can record like them. You know, so it's that way, like, you know. So the young generation of Jay and like so now they are fortunate to share that medium of recording, which was there in those times, glorious times, you know. So that is there, and we have in our studio Unwind, where an artist can come over here and with his team or alone, and he can live here. This is on a mountain, a wooden mountain farmhouse, you know. This studio is a part of wooden mountain farmhouse, and just exactly way every artist would want, you know. He doesn't want to see a building next this thing like we do in Mumbai, or maybe uh, LA or wherever, like, you know. So he just wants to be in the lap of nature.
Nice.
So this is exactly, it's done that. And as is aptly called Studio Unwind, this lets the artist unwind. So he can use all his, the DNA of his creation, and like, gets, let the magnetic capture it, you know. So this,
Wonderful.
Oh, where is this studio located in Pune?
this is located on a hill station called Girivan, and it is not the city side of Pune, but on after this, you can treat this as a upper Lonavala. This is 500 feet above Lonavala, and this is, although it's touching Pune, it is from Pauna Lake and Pauna Dam. You have to come here because I'm from Mumbai, so like, I'm coming here. So from that, this is touching Pune, and we'll be sharing our address details and all that also soon.
Okay.
This is a great news. This is very good news, because Ustad Mehdi Hassan, my Ustad, he told me that there is no alternative to analog recording, and he had these spools, and
Yeah,
I would inform his sons to come down, and probably they might be very much interested, because they
yeah,
believe
and
only in these things, definitely.
yeah, absolutely. And Vijay, just
Yeah,
to refresh,
yeah.
I was fortunate to, play for Mehdi Saab. And I remember when he came, he heard me playing, let me recollect where it was. When Mehdi Hassan Saab came, I won't know the year, but it was sure that I played on his album, and that was recorded in a studio in Bandra, uh, owned by the great Madhubalaji's sister,
I see.
Madhurji. And
Right,
this
right.
studio, Vijay, you will remember, it was called Madhur Dhwani.
I know what this is. Shambhu Mishra and those guys. Shambhu Mishra and those guys recorded that.
So
Yeah.
Vijay, I remember that I was playing for Mehdi Saab, and there was some filler I did, and I just uh, the words linger what he said to me. He says, "Mashallah," on
Yeah,
listening to me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah, absolutely.
and I
Yeah,
was so happy that when I came home after the recording, that's the first thing I told my mother. Like, she was very happy. So
absolutely,
like,
absolutely. Yeah,
so it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
very sweet memory. Since you mentioned him, like,
Yes,
I just
yeah,
got refreshed about
yeah.
that. Anyway,
So
so
Tusharji,
yeah,
Tushar,
yeah, bolo.
was it Brij Bhushan?
Exactly, Bridge Bhushan, exactly, yeah. Bridge
Yeah,
Bhushan, and
yeah.
he was into this radio thing
I
also,
know.
right?
I visited
A
his
lovely
studio
person.
many times. Yeah,
Of course, yeah, yeah. So maybe
yeah.
I played for Mehdi Hassan's album in that studio. I
In
remember that.
fact,
Yeah.
I have that tape. I will send you a copy of the tape,
Please do.
in which
Yeah, I
there is
love
you.
that.
He has played this. I remember you telling me in back then that you played for him, and I
Yeah,
got that tape. For Shambhu Mishra is the guy
yeah.
who.
I remember telling you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Right,
Remember,
right.
yeah. So I'll find that for you. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely,
yeah,
Abhishek.
yeah.
Yeah.
so
So,
Tusharji,
bolo.
it's great that you have this complete experience created there at Unwind. No, it's not just the recording technology part of it, but like you described, people can come there, live there, be in the nature, close to nature, keep their creativity
Right.
going, and
Yeah.
get the help that they need on the tech front.
Right.
You just launched the studio probably 14th of October, so congratulations on that. On a note, um, do you have any upcoming recording of a brand new album coming up in this studio so that people can tell the difference between this is how it will sound at Unwind versus otherwise?
Yeah, that's a good question, Dhananjay. And soon, by December, we are coming up with our special templates. Okay, and it will be we'll be having our templates for, this is how the digital original sound is, and this is how our studio, the magnetic, what it actually does, where it takes the sound. We'll be coming up with that, and let me share some nice news over our studio. soon, in a week from now or so, we are launching our debut song, music produced by Jay, all on analog magnetic reel tape. And this is a debut song called Kya Baat Hai, sung by a young promising singer, Amir Tariq. And I'll be, of course, sharing the news on Facebook and with you also, Dhananjay, Vijay, and all you guys. And that's one song will be releasing soon in a week from now. And that song will be obviously a compilation of an album, you know.
Okay.
So, and Amir Tariq is a young guy of his generation. So even he appreciates when he heard it, like, you know, he said, Tushar sir, अभी मुझे digital में करना नहीं, मुझे मैं analog tape में ही करना है, you know, that way.
Nice.
So that song we are coming up soon within a week. A video will be launched now. It's on the way. Shooting is going on now. And another song which we are soon coming up with is called Banda Bindas by another young promising singer and a composer, Sangeet Chaudhary. He did an album of Dawn May over here, if you can say. She was a Norwegian singer, and he composed all the songs, and I happened to do the music production. And this was very few years back, you know. And even though at that time I didn't have the magnetic studio, but I made sure that all the mixing and mastering was done on analog tape. So I sent to my friend in Germany, and this is how we did it. So these are the news which I'll be sharing with you soon shortly about our productions coming soon. And
okay, sounds great, Dusharji. So I want to take some of my friends back in time, because we started with Jay Parte ji and your dad and such. And in those days, they did not have access to all sorts of technology that we have today. We didn't have many choices. This is what it does. And in those limitations, with limited equipment, you record and so forth. I know personally I've seen you play guitar and such, and you must play many other instruments and such. But as a composer, whether it's Senior Parte ji or yourself, do you end up composing pieces even for many other instruments that are part of interludes and preludes and such, and get them to be executed by the respective players, and then iterate through that process until you like it, or you end up learning the instrument yourself? So let me show you how to play on violin, and this is what I want you to do, type of stuff. So if you can talk a bit about that as to.
Okay. Now I will open up this by saying that when we, for example, I'll share an experience. Okay, there was a song as a guitar player and arranger, I did the guitar arrangement, So let me tell you what guitar arrangement is. Guitar arrangement is sometimes the music director trusts the player so much that the music director wants the player to come up with his own, introduction or the music, and he's blank, and so he narrates to me. So one fine day, Vishal Bharadwaj, he called me, and he said, can we just sit together? Of course, he's a good old friend of mine. I've been playing him since from his first films. So he came home. And he just narrated to me, just like in Tushar, this is a very important song I'm doing, and it's sung by Lata ji, penned by Gurjal Saab, and Hariharan sung by. And so I just want you to come up with it's on a beach, and just get a feel of where the song का जो opening होता है वो ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि एक आदमी आंखें बंद भी करे तो उसको लगना चाहिए beach का feel होना चाहिए, that kind of thing. That's how that music directors and directors they narrate, and that has to be that way, verbal description and all that, beach pe hai ladki ladka, the maza kar rahe kud rahe, that kind of thing. So I will, Dhananjay, to your question, I'll just narrate to you how the creativity process comes into what you are hearing as a song, that way. Yeah. So I'd like to play a song where I happen to compose the full the introduction section of the song, which Vishal briefed me, and then I just made Vishal hear it. And this is a different style of playing guitar, you know. Usually guitars in Bollywood is played with a plectrum, you know. But here, like, you know, I just introduced a very, you know, uh, finger style jazz kind of guitar, you know, with a Latino feel to it, you know. So, by the way, this song is the famous song from Hututu, Chai Chapa Chai, sung by the the greatest Lataji and Hariharan.
क्या
Yeah.
बात है.
So this is how it went. Like, you know, I just played this intro to Vishal, and then he loved it so much he just wanted to record it the next day. You know, so we did that, and this is how the intro is. And I'm having what I'm doing now to make it more interesting. I'm blending this song with a bluesy in this thing, where it transforms into the blues, and then again, like, you know, settles with the piece which we did. You know, yeah.
Wonderful. Let's hear it.
Okay. We'll keep it a little slow. Intro, guitar. Song. Repeat. Yeah, cool. Enjoy. Slow.
Absolute, absolute world class. Absolute world class. Unbelievable. It's it sounds so good on Zoom or this online session. I can't imagine how good it must be sounding there in person.
That's how I said. Like, you know, when in the film center, all the magic was there, like undescribable. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Totally. I have ton of friends who are into all sorts of music. We heard from Tamal a bit who plays guitar. He has played with us here in Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I also have a close friend of mine, Praveen Gaud, who
Oh,
he's a mandolin player and knows quite a bit about music. Praveen, you want to jump in? Unmute yourself and you know,
Praveen Gaud.
yeah, I think he knows
Hello.
you.
You know, my
Hello.
Tushar makes me almost tear, you know, with emotions because we have been such old friends. I would say more than 40 years, starting from King George School. And then I've been along with him, you know, through his journey. I've always followed him. I used to borrow his amplifier to my programs when I was in KEM Hospital. And I just miss you guys. It's very good to see you. And of course, please go on.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear us? Hello?
Yes, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
It was so touching, like, to see Praveen, my old friend. And in fact, Praveen is a like, world class, doctor. And he's the gynecologist when Jay was born. So, like, we share a very special relationship with him. And apart from being, I, have fond memories with Praveen, like, as a musician, and we were always playing together also during the school days and all that. So it's nice to be reconnected again, Praveen.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Keep on going.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is good to have close friends and old friends together. So that's
Correct.
lovely. So Tusharji, I think many of the listeners right now in Zoom as well as on Facebook Live would have noticed this, that you know you are not playing guitar in a traditional way. You are blending the Indian music so seamlessly with the Western way of playing and such.
Mhm.
And is this something that you practice consciously, or you have to take some special coaching lessons, tips from people who specialized in Western music, and then you blend it with Indian way of playing and bring out the Indian melody?
Yeah. The thing is, what I believe now is like, I just leave certain things in life to the word, and that word is, automatic. You know? So I believe in the word automatic, and I just let it do its own job. So I don't know what I'm doing. So how how I got into this. But one thing is there, like, it is just an emotional connect. It's just like, you love that and you want that beauty to be appreciated by everyone. Is like, that's the core feeling of that. It's not to show me playing, oh, I can play those blues and all that. For me, it's not that. It's just like, that thing is so beautiful that I just want to, like, experience it by playing it, and, like, share the experience to the world. It's that. So as you rightly kind of said about the this thing, what we are also doing, I'm into this world music thing also. So there is this is a very rare Scandinavian dulcimer, and I'll just tune a little bit, and then I'll just tell you there was a song for Pritam I did, and this was a song pictured on Aishwarya. This was a song called "E Bekhabar, E Bekhabar." That song is and that song, I believe the music producer was the famous singer Arijit. So he was doing the music production, and he in fact came to my house also, and he loved that dulcimer sound, and he mentioned to this thing. So that's how the dulcimer came in the picture. So I'll just play. I can't really recollect how I played in that, but I'm just assuming that it's closer to what I'm doing now. So there was a piece, friends, that I composed for this beautiful song, and what I will do is I will play the piece which I composed of the song, and then I will transform that into world music, where it will give a feel of our Indian ruralness also, and the touch of the Eastern European, the medieval music.
Lovely.
Yeah. it goes something like this. Now this is the blender. Something like this,
Nice.
So this is like a world music also we are doing in our albums over here, so that when we are doing a production over here at Studio Unwind, it is of course the magical of this magnetic analog tape, as well as the richness of all the world music instruments, all the live musicians who are playing, and different world instruments. How about using the Scandinavian dulcimer in a very dronish way, like a Rajasthani folk and all that. So that all those things we are doing. So so that gives a very global color to our thing, in a positive way. So that we are doing. And so I usually don't look at the watch, but since you're from US, so very particular about time and all that. So I'm following you. It's about 10 o'clock or so. So
No. So we are planning to stay all night after.
okay. So okay. So
Thank you.
let me honor the 70s and the 80s by playing a wonderful song which I love, and this is by a group ABBA. Yeah.
क्या बात है?
And, so this is a beautiful song. Praveen is clapping. I can see that. Yeah. So I know Praveen loves those things. We used to enjoy the ABBA songs and all that. So this is a beautiful song I'll be playing, and I don't have to tell you the name of the song. You will easily recognize it and appreciate it.
Absolutely brilliant. Total Christmas there.
So yeah. So this is this is what our thing is all about, our philosophy. Travel back in time and relive those magical moments, And हम लोग बोलते हैं वो जमाना गया वो आएगा नहीं. I believe it's it's partly true because वो गया ज़माना लेकिन वो है भी अपने साथ. That's why it's partly true. So
Correct.
we have to like that's what we are doing over here. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we are passing our like our sound is all through different those walls of the 50s and the 60s. This is, can you zoom to here, over here, down over here, something like this over here. You can see over here the wall over here, this, yeah, this is the wall down.
Yeah, yeah.
So like these are the like vintage equipment from uh, Switzerland and Germany, and like all over the world, like world class collectors item. So from the even from the 50s and the 40s also, so like you get a very nostalgic sound, those
Yeah.
things we are doing.
Yeah.
And so we did happen to like cover what my father did, and like a few things which I'm currently doing. And Jay is into piano, and like we are doing, he's coming up with his instrumental all on analog magnetic reel tape coming soon. He has his very good friend Advait Biwalkar. He's based in Paris and now he's here in Mumbai. And Advait is a very talented musician, and he's also planning an album coming coming year, like on magnetic analog reel tape. So a lot of developments are here happening here. And so yeah, Dhananjay, you let me know how what are your folks wanting to.
Yeah. So this is fantastic. We heard genuine live unplugged music, and I don't remember the crisper music than this I ever heard. So this is live unplugged session we are doing, and it sounded so rich and good. And speaking of analog, I wish one of these days these online services like Zoom and others devote more time into not purely using digital technology, but also blend it with analog a bit, so that they see the value in what you're saying, Tusharji, that the quality of music online would also be even better than what we are hearing right now. So awesome. Thank you for the tour and the journey. All I can do is wish you loads of success with your studio and your future plans. Before we wrap, I want to give chance to my friends in case they have any pointed, direct, specific question, because Tusharji has seen music evolve that we hum day in, day out with his dad and many other talented musicians around. And then there is so much more to come from him and his son. So let me get our...
So there's a question from Mr. Kiran. What humongous speaker is that behind you?
Okay, yeah.
It looks great, and I'm sure it sounds great too. So
okay, yeah. So here, like these are the iconic manta ray horns, Altec Lansing, and they are the part of the history. They are absolutely rare anywhere in the world. Like and we have like we have done our some special treatment on the cabinet, and this are in a way they have created it in such a way that like all the transients and the nuances of the music are captured and like very sweetly presented to the natural ear. It's that way. Even when these speakers are at a very projected volume, the sound is very juicy and musical. These are the iconic manta ray horns.
Okay.
And the cabinet is also very special, like made of one of the rarest and the heaviest woods in the world, Lignum vitea. And a lot of things have gone into engineering of that. So that's their iconic manta ray horns.
Well, this is coming around big time even in the US, Tushar. There is a studio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which exactly does what you do. His arguments are precisely the same, and he's essentially has a shop also and a studio. And he exactly what you mentioned, the state of the art in analog equipment, customize the cabinets and stuff like. So you might want to hook up with him on Facebook. I'll try to reach him out for you.
Sure. I only gel with these kind of people for your kind information.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So it's coming back. I think it's more than more than your thought. I think it's definitely
Yeah,
this will
I'm
come
happy
back.
for
Yeah.
him, and I would it's happy to connect with him, and I
Yeah.
wish him also all the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing a very, very right thing, for the
Yes.
world. That's for sure.
I think Mr. Tanmay Day has a very interesting question. How did mixing engineers back in those days manage to mix so many musicians playing live? And also, were there multiple guitar players in those sessions?
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you. Yeah. Okay. So yes, there were multiple guitar players also in those sessions. And see, I am born in 1964, and there were guitarists senior to me, obviously, as you all know. So even during when I was playing my recordings in the, the uh, 70s onwards, there were multiple guitar sessions. तो कैसे था वहां पर के एक जो गाना चल रहा था, तो usually they used to be rhythm guitar players. Okay, that was a section of 4 5 acoustic rhythm guitars, and they were usually the guitars with the F cut in it. This is a different guitar, but I have a F cut also. So those were the guitars which were used for the rhythms of this thing. तो जो भी आप गाने सुनते हो क्लासिक्स के अपने, शंकर जयकिशन, ऑल दो जो गिटार बजाइए, तो मोस्टली इट इज द एफ कट गिटार, द जैज गिटार एज वी वुड कॉल इट. तो तब कहता था कि 3 4 प्लेयर्स ऐसे साथ में रिदम बजाते थे, और जब सोलो बजाता था तो उसका सेपरेट माइक पे होता था, दैट ही यूज्ड टू प्ले सोलो. Then it was solo was there for by Dilip Naik or for Castro Sop or some other great guitar players. So उनका माइकिंग अलग था, तो वो सेक्शन अलग होता था. So they was also playing the guitars, but it was different section. तो तब वैसे होता था. तो and your other thing was
How did the
mixing engineers
manage to
yeah
mix so many musicians?
हाँ, कैसे था कि now you are at a point where you are for you the Pro Tools and that this thing is a default. लेकिन वहां पर कैसा था, वो जो उन्होंने तैरना सीखा वो समुद्र में ही सीखा. You understand? So it was like they didn't have a question कि अभी समुद्र में कैसा तैरना है, क्योंकि बच्चे को समुद्र में ही डाला है. That way it is. So it was so it was psychologically like वैसे ही करना. This is a way to do it. So तब ऐसे भी होता था कि ओके तुषार जरा थोड़ा पीछे जाना, तो हम लोग कुर्सी ऐसे करते थे थोड़ा पीछे जाके, और बाकी के लोग बैठे, अच्छा तुम जरा सॉफ्ट हो तो आगे आना, वॉट एवर इट इज, जस्ट गिव एन एग्जाम सेंस ऑफ इट दिस. तो वैसे करके वो मिक्सिंग इंजीनियर जो था, तो दैट वाज अ मिक्स इन द ज्योग्राफिकल सेंस, बिकॉज इट वाज ऑल acoustics. You understand? So this was not on a session. This was a live recording, the real thing. So as I said, this was a geographical mixing. तुम आगे आओ, तुम पीछे आओ, तुम वहीं बैठो, हिलो मत. That way it is. If you like the sound, that was a हिलो मत वहां से. That means okay, that is a perfect like the setting for this thing.
Yeah.
तो वो वैसे हुआ करता था. And it is amazing, and as someone said, underrated and all that. I feel the mixing engineers and the recording engineers of those eras are grossly underrated. And this thing, what they achieved in this mono or stereo this thing with this thing is unbelievable and can't be attained by any this thing. That's what I strongly feel, and they have to be respected and honored for what they have done. तब एक माइक पे आप पुराने गाने में जब सुनते हो तो मैंडलिन भी आ रहा है, गिटार भी आ रहा है, रफी साहब की आवाज भी आ रही है, और ऑर्केस्ट्रा भी आ रहा है. Whatever this they did a glorious job for that. And
yeah,
I have
Tusharji,
seen.
So how was the leak addressed? Like the leak from like leak into your when 5 guitarists are playing and the side there's another violin section. So how was the leak to the guitar mics addressed?
हाँ, तो leak to the guitar mic was actually the leak was a part of the magic what you are experiencing and what you're liking. Actually, it's that way, because when you are saying the leak, okay, this is not a leak of some hum or buzz or electric static sound. You're getting my point?
Correct.
This is that glorious कि अभी नदी बह रही है, समुंदर में बह रही है. So it's like it's that kind of thing. So even I got your point what you're saying. It's a very valid point what you're saying. So that is a part of the whole sound, and it was not very, very technical, because when you get technical you miss on the point. नहीं तो फिर वैसा होता है एलिवेटर का थर्ड फ्लोर, सेकंड फ्लोर, फर्स्ट फ्लोर और फर्स्ट फ्लोर जीरो आता है, जीरो नहीं आता, वो ग्राउंड आएगा ना, तो सेंसिबिलिटीज ऑफ दैट, so it's what was there is the leaking was there, you couldn't help it because it was although the partitions were there, they were like it was just a decent partition, you getting my point. When a drummer was there, वहां पर like बड़े बड़े boards रहते थे with acoustic panels and all that, so drum was isolated, we could see just a part of the drummer with the glass and all those things, लेकिन sound तो आता ही था, तो it was a part of the whole sound, जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि पान खा रहे हो, तो उसका वो भले अलग है उसका तो, लेकिन वो मजा साथ में ही आता है, तो that kind of thing was there, and even over here we have followed the same thing, we have not isolated the sound in the isolated way, this is a isolated sound to a degree here, where the leaking is always a complementary factor and it gives that mysticism, it gives that mysticism. आप पुराने गाने भी सुनोगे, लता जी का आवाज है, उसके पीछे नार्वेकर साहब की वायलिन सुनाई देती है वो, हाँ, शंकर जयकिशन के गाने में, all those classic songs. तो वो that's part of the magic what has happened. So that is also kind of if you say technical word leaking, but that is a glorious, that is adds such a nice thing to the vocals that it gives a very very flowing line to everything,
Right.
So it used to happen, and leaking was there, but it was in a very very good way and a conducive way to music.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you sorry,
Jay?
last question, do you still practice, like practice?
No. So the thing is, my gurus, what I learned from, like, the great Lobo Saab, Lobo sir, Dilip Naik, Dewood, like, I've been cultured, like, to, like, we don't, like, learn to play guitar. We play to learn the guitar, that was it. Like, so I was always given and tutored to play those beautiful lines. And then as I was playing it, like, I was made aware by my gurus to, like, okay, this is that way, you're sliding it this way. And then I was, like, made aware of the, those academic nuances or these things. So that's what I believe in. And of course, in that sense, we play the guitar, but we don't call it practice, like, we're just playing the guitar, that way it is. At least that's for me, it's playing the guitar always.
Thank you, Dhananjay bhai.
Hey, no worries. Good questions. Jay, you have been super quiet. I just want to make sure I give you a microphone a bit as well, so that you get to express as to how this setup and journey has been for you. And then studio is only the beginning, but there is so much more to happen. So tell us a bit about what you're thinking.
Well, thank you very much for this platform, and it's a great pleasure to speak to all of you. And I just feel very blessed to be a part of this legacy, where music is a family affair. And growing up, it was always music was always part of our day-to-day routine in our life, where I used to wake up with the sound of my mother, singing rehearsing her ragas. So, and then dad, always practicing his scales, jazz scales, or just, playing. So subconsciously, always the grooming, musical grooming was, it was a way of life. And then they bought a piano. We had a piano in our house. And at the age of 3.5, I started taking music lessons. And it was very nice that we would get together on the weekends, mom, dad, and me. We would just jam, have a nice jam session. I would just sort of play anything on the piano, and that's how I learned. Music was a language in which we spoke. And later on, I was fortunate enough to have gone ahead with my piano, to have done a piano competition, to have won it, and then get a master's degree and a scholarship from the UK, and to study at Trinity College and to do a master's. And now I'm back after 2 years to India, and I'm really blessed to have found this platform of the Analog Magnetic Recording Studio. And I hope to take it forward from here to continue.
Wonderful, wonderful. Music is in your DNA. There is so much music as part of your upbringing and growing up. On top of that thing, it's not very common to find next generations investing into what their dads and parents did and such. So kudos to you on latching on to music, as this is what I want to do going forward, formally studying it and then investing more time into it. So wish you loads of success, and our prayers are with you, so that your career goes to a different dimension than what it has been so far. So Vijayji, my sincere thanks to you for plugging me with Tushar ji here. I couldn't have done this without your help. Tushar ji, please accept my gratitude for spending so much time, and many things I could not understand based upon the technicalities that you're explaining. But it is something super important, and one of these days I'll see or hear the difference as you record more and more music in your studio, is all I can think of at the moment. But thank you for taking time to do this for us. Any closing comments, Tusharji?
Dhananjay, I'm glad to be a part of your show, and it's nice to feel connected to all your friends in America, and especially Vijay and Praveen and the rest, and hope to meet soon. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you, Tushar. Thanks very much. I really appreciate you taking on, and please keep in touch, everybody. Okay.
Yep.
We'll
Thank you,
definitely
Tusharji. Thank you, Dhananjay bhai.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, all the best. Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Good night. Good day.
Yeah.
Bye, Tushar.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Vijay.
Bye now. Take care.